The North Coast 500, or NC 500 for short, is a driving route promoted as Scotland's answer to Route 66. The 516-mile route begins in Inverness and traces a loop around the north coast through some of the wildest country in the UK. From dramatic mountains to lochs, high passes and white sand beaches. Tom Campbell was the creator of the NC 500. He envisaged it as a means of bringing visitors out into parts of the highlands previously undiscovered by tourists, and to bring economic benefits to struggling communities.
One of the real drivers of this was to try and make the Highlands and the North Highlands more sustainable, and so create opportunities for investment. And businesses were closing and leaving, and now they're staying and expanding.
And it has been a success. Since the NC 500 launch in 2015, locations along the route have reported a 26% increase in visitor numbers, as keen drivers arrive from across the UK, Europe and the world.
Since the NC 500, we've gone on to full all the time. From the beginning of April, we've been full right through to September.
Under 2 hours drive away is one of the most difficult sections of the NC 500, the Bealach na Bar Pass, or Pass of the Cattle, an historic drovers road that's now a single paved track that winds up and over the Applecross Mountains. It's notorious for its steep gradients and sharp hairpin bends, and I've chosen a particularly hairy time to attempt it.
It's just very atmospheric looking out, it's very misty. And I know there's a big mountain right there, but I can barely see it.
In recent years, this road has become increasingly busy, with buses and motorhomes often clogging the narrow passes. This increased traffic has caused serious concerns for residents of Applecross, the small seaside village at the end of the pass.
Applecross is known as the sanctuary, or was known as the sanctuary. I think there's a few people calling it other words now.
This village now receives a barrage of visitors, putting pressure on its limited infrastructure.
The conditions of the roads have deteriorated tremendously. The camping facilities, the accommodation facilities, and the restaurant facilities are all very much under an awful lot of pressure. I could employ 10 more people basically here at the inn with the new business that's come along.
But is that not a good thing? Because, as you say, you know, if business is good, then that's a good thing.
Well, no, I did like my little pub as it was, you know, we're in a little bit of a feeding factory now, you know, sort of just constantly need to man the door. The local boys would like to get a corner of the bar occasionally to have a beer.
But despite some discomfort among Applecross locals at the swollen visitor numbers, there is a recognition that the changes brought by the NC 500 route are likely to stay.